All right, guys. Thank you for coming today. Today, oh, sorry. Oh, forgot what I was doing for a second. My name is Rosia, and today, I will be facilitating your support group. Um, the purpose of this group is to just support each other during our loss and grieving of loved ones that you may have lost recently. Last week we talked about just getting to know each other and each other's names and things like that. So this week we're going to move into the sharing phase of the session. Does that sound great to everybody?
Mhm.
Mm,
So for our first activity, we are going to do a warm up activity and it's going to be a check-in round. So I just want you to say one or two feelings that you're feeling today, whether positive or negative. I want to dive deep in how you guys are feeling today. Coming in.
I'm feeling a little relieved.
Okay, relieved.
Yes.
What about you, Lauren?
I would say the same. I'm feeling pretty relieved and pretty good today.
Okay, that's great. So you both share, the same feeling. So what is giving you so much relief today?
Getting projects done.
Okay.
I would say same here. I finished up an exam early today and I was able to get that out of the way, and that was a huge relief.
Okay.
Um, and I got a decent grade on that, so that has made my day a lot better for sure.
That's nice. It sounds like everybody has been doing some good, positive things. So, what about, has anyone had any negative feelings this week? So, like any feelings like before the projects of getting done?
Um, I,
Yes.
mhm.
Okay.
Go
Um,
ahead,
Definitely,
Lauren.
please.
Okay. I would just say I've been having moments of loss. Um, just every now and again when I hear a song on the radio, when I'm driving around, I'll think of my brother who I lost. Um, and that will bring me a lot of, that would be my negative feelings that I've been feeling, a feeling of loss.
Okay. What about you, Anita?
Just being overwhelmed with life in general.
Or life in general. So
Mhm.
it seemed like for both of you guys, it's like the week started out tough, but getting this project done is what really kind of amped up the feeling for the week when you came in. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. That's nice. I'm happy everyone is starting off on a positive note. I'm glad you have things that can trigger a good dopamine in the brain, and we're working on progress. So we're going to get into our first activity. I'm sorry, our second act. Well, our first activity. We're going to do a sharing a memory activity. So each person we're gonna you can go off camera and you can pull out your sticky notes if you need to or a piece of paper, and you're just going to write down one memory of a loved one. Um, I would like the memory to be a little bit in detail, so it can be like a trip or if you and your lost loved one, if y'all went to school together, or a favorite movie you guys shared that y'all watched and what y'all both connected with that certain thing. So just take some time to reflect on a memory. So it's 8:30 now. We're going to come back at 8:35 and then we'll talk about that. Does that sound good to everyone?
Mhm.
All right. Take those few moments. It'll take about 5 minutes.
I just have a problem with this. Why?
If you're trying to click off your camera, you can put the hand over yourself and there's three little buttons at the top.
That's what I was doing, and it's just not. There it
Or
goes.
you can put your arrow down at the bottom and just click the video button and it'll turn off. And if anyone needs any support, I am here. Can I get a thumbs up if everyone is doing well? Awesome. All right. We have about 2, 3 more minutes. So, about 1 more minute. Okay, can everybody come back to their screens? Okay, now we'll move to the processing part of this activity. We're just going to do a round. Since there's only two of you guys, we'll just do popcorn, and whoever wants to go first can kind of just go first. So first we'll start with sharing the memory that you wrote down. Who would like to go first?
Well, my memory is of my mom. I lost her 21 years ago, so it's been a long time. But one of the things that she liked to make was tuna pizza, and I remember doing that a lot growing up.
How do you make tuna pizza?
I'm sorry.
How do you make tuna pizza?
Just instead of pepperoni sausage, you would just put the tuna on. Tuna cheese sauce. It's really actually good. I mean, if you like, tuna salad sandwiches or just tuna in general, you would like it. It's very good. The first time I made it for my husband, he's like, I've never had this before. I've never even heard of it. I'm like, it's good. And yeah, he likes it too.
Nice. What about you, Laura?
Um, well, I think the most prominent memory, I lost my brother Luke. I lost him about 4 or 5 years ago. He ended up getting sick and passing away. But one of the most happy memories I have of him is when we went to South Carolina for the first time. Luke was around like 8 or 9. So I would have been like 11, 12, and he had never been to the beach before. Um, and I just have the most beautiful memory of him and because I had never been to the beach either. Um, us just roaming around South Carolina. I remember that trip we went like paddle boarding. And that was really fun. And what's it when you go in the air on the boat? Is parasailing?
Yes, it's parasailing.
Okay, okay, yeah. We did that too on in South Carolina. And I remember he hated it. He did not like it at all. He was freaked out. It was such a high, and we got dunked in the water too. And I remember I was so mad at 12 years old because we told them we're like we don't want to go in the water, but he dunked us anyway. Um, and I like to think of that where he was happy and healthy, and we had a really fun trip that trip.
What I noticed about both of you guys when y'all shared your memory is that your face lit up when you shared. Like it was like you were back there. So we're going to dive a little bit more deeper. So, looking back at that memory, like when you think, what does it say about your own resilience? Like about how like you felt in that moment and like refilling that moment again.
I I don't know. I guess it would be more like instead of it bringing, you know, sadness, it was more happy thoughts. Because,
Exactly.
when you first lose your loved one, it's no matter what you think about, it's always sad. Even if it was a good, happy memory, it was always sad. So now when you think about it, it's not a sad memory. You're not mourning the person. You're remembering, you're filling that empty space that you once had with all these real fun times that you got to spend with them.
Yes, that was such an excellent answer. Do you have anything to add, or do you have a different version of how you see?
Um, yeah, when I think of that memory, It just makes me appreciate life so much more. Um, because it's very easy when you first lose someone, especially when you see them like being sick. It's easy to remember them that way.
Hmm.
Uh, so I like going back to those pockets in my mind where I know he was happy and he was happy, like, you know, that's where I like to keep that in my mind personally. That's how I like to remember him. And yeah,
What do you guys think you can take away from having these memories and saying these memories out loud and feeling the joy? Like, what do you feel like you can take away from that?
I would say appreciation, like to even be able to experience someone who was so happy and so kind, so concerned with what other people were thinking, and very intuitive for a boy, like very, very intuitive. To be able to experience that, and to be an older sister to him was, I appreciate that. It makes me appreciative.
You know, I'd have to agree with Lauren on that one. That definitely resonates with me as well.
So I want to ask you guys for some feedback. Do you think this activity was beneficial for you? And can you give me a reason or a way it helped you?
I would have to say, yeah, this is definitely beneficial. Like I said before, you know, you think about those happy memories, you get to fill that empty spot with something happy. It's not sad. And it helps you remember the person that they were before anything happened to them.
Does anyone have a way that they celebrate their loved one every year? Or, is it like a certain time? Or is it like, do they still get a stocking for Christmas? Do you guys have any of those?
It's funny you mentioned the stocking because we do have his stocking hung on the Christmas tree every year. Every year on his birthday, we go out and we go to the aquarium. Luke like loved we would go to the Columbus Zoo. And that was like one of his favorite. He loved like seeing all the different like manatee. Like we would love to go see to the aquarium. So every year on his birthday, we go and we look at all the different kinds of fish and we get to think about him. We get Domino's pizza. That was like one of his
Nice.
favorites. We'd go get Domino's pizza and um just get to reflect and be appreciative that we got to have him in our lives.
That's beautiful. What about you, Anita?
And yeah, the same thing. My mom, on her birthday every year, she loved Elvis. She, like I said, we made the tuna pizzas. Her favorite drink was Coke. So on her birthday, every year I make the tuna pizza. I binge watch Elvis movies. I drink, a Coca-Cola and I have a Suzy Q every year for her birthday. And that's how
That's
I get to celebrate her.
Is wonderful. That is wonderful. So, next I want to move into our next activity. And our next activity is just a gratitude exercise. Some of the things I'm grateful for is family and, even my dog, even though he's supposed to be an emotional support animal, but I feel like give out all the emotional support. But I'm thankful for the people that are close to me, and I'm thankful for you guys because you guys have taught me a lot. during these sessions that we done had more than you think. So now we're just going to go around and I want you guys to, just say something that you're grateful for, whether it's in this group or your personal life.
I mean, I would definitely agree with having a great emotional support system. My friends, especially around like the holidays and around Luke's birthday, they know. Like they reach out, they'll call me. I have a friend in California right now. She goes to UCLA and she'll still call me. Like she still remembers on Luke's birthday. She's like, "Okay, I gotta call Lauren and see." So I'm very fortunate to have good friends and good parents. I'm lucky to be able to be in school too. I've gained a new appreciation for social work, and I'm very happy with what I do, and I'm happy I found it.
That's wonderful. What about you, Anita?
I would have to say I'm definitely thankful for my husband. I mean, he keeps me grounded, I think. I don't know how he sees that, but um yeah, thankful for him. He's there for me. Also my friends, thankful for the support that they give me in rough times as well.
So, is there a quality or trait that your loved one had that you see in yourself today?
I would say appreciative, like even in his like final moments, he was just always finding a way to be positive. And that is a really like that really makes you reconsider like your problems and what actually matters. Like are your problems it really does make you view things in a more positive light. Um and I think that is what Luke's loss has taught me is to think more positive, and I see that in myself a lot.
That's wonderful. What about you, Anita?
Um, so my mom she wasn't a complainer. So her, I guess, resilience, her just zest for life because she was so fun. She's absolutely so much fun to be around sometimes. And, she was my mom, so sometimes she was not fun to be around. But most of the time, she was always so much fun. She was just always so positive about things, even though she was ill most of her life. She's had that get up, let's go, let's get them. She was not a complainer. Very much so.
So take a think about any lessons you've learned from that loved one. What are some of the lessons that you still use today?
This is hard, really.
That one really is. 'Cause what lessons? Like she, I don't know. I don't know. That one's a tough one.
Because I feel like a broken record. I keep saying appreciation, being grateful, but I truly would say that that is what that taught me is to live every day, like live every day with intention and
Like
um
that word intention.
mm-hmm and try to think positive. Keep moving. That's what I would say I've learned.
Yeah, I would. That's it. That's it. Right there. Like, you have more of an appreciation for life itself.
Yes, I feel like sometimes we do have to dial back some and, take appreciation for what we do have and not always think about the things we've lost. Because even if they're people, they are still here with you with the lessons that done taught you, the tuna pizza, the conquering things that people would fear, parasailing in the air. They've taught you so many things and it shows as you speak about them. And I feel like they should be honored for you guys to be family. Um, so we're heading to the end of the session. It's been a very great session with you guys. Do anyone else have anything to add?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So we have about 5 more sessions left, and I am excited to get to know you guys more and to dive deep into the way you guys think and learn more about your family members and, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So we're going to close this meeting out. I do want to take a 2-minute time for just a moment of silence for everyone who lost their loved one. And we can start that now. And you can just like close your eyes or you can turn off your camera, whatever, makes you feel comfortable. And then I will call you guys back after 2 minutes. So if everyone would like to come back, well, it has been nice talking to you guys today. I will see you next time unless anyone needs anything else. All right. Thank you for joining.